All right, students, this is the Karel 2 VOD review. We'll recall I was unable to capture sound on the Karel 2 lecture, which was Wednesday, which was the day we set up Karel in class. So I have the screen recording. I'm going to start capturing my mouse so I can point on it. I'm guessing this will look a little confusing on YouTube, so here's what's going to do. I'm going to leave the sidebars on, and I have my recording software here at the bottom. And I'm going to be jumping forward and backward with keyboard shortcuts, but it'll show a timestamp up in the right-hand corner, and I'm leaving the time open at the bottom so you can see where we are in class. And again, this is a 40-minute VOD because after 40 minutes, I walked around and talked to all of you. So that's what we're looking at today, and we're going to step through this. Okay, so pressing play, and this is the recording. I was talking in class here. And what was the thing I was talking about in class? Oh, we're going to go through this list on the right-hand side of the screen. So the first thing I'm going to do is install Python. And to do that, I'm going to go to python.org. So let's see that. Jump ahead a little bit. Here's python.org. Python.org looked weird to me on half of my screen, and I'd seen it before. So I made it wider, clicked on downloads, and then whatever your operating system is, you'll probably have a place here you can click your downloads button at. I'm guessing you've all done this already. I'm going to click this, and then my downloads are going to show up here on my browser, and that'll take a moment to download. So while that's happening, we're going to go here and we're going to customize install, and I'm going to pause here. This is very important. If you are on Windows, if you're on Mac, you do whatever you want. If you are on Windows, we're going to do install now at some point, but that's sort of not relevant. The big important thing is to add python.exe to path. Here, we'll do that. I'll try and do like an arrow to point at it. You need to do this. You need to add to path. Add to path. Check that box, okay? And I will check that box. I'm talking about checking the box. I'm talking about checking the box. You have to check the box. Let's go ahead and check the box. Am I ever going to check the box? Oh, this is getting suspicious. There we go. Checked. Boom, checked. Okay, check the box. It's checked. Check the box. Okay, all right, cool. From there, what are we going to do next? Nothing too exciting for a little bit here, right? This installation's going to run. Got some screen tearing. This will take a moment to run, so that's fine. So we'll jump ahead. Okay, pause. Well, Python is installing, and we can see it's installing down here on sort of our taskbar. That's the install running. There's a progress bar. We're going to go install VS Code. That's not too bad. I just type in VS Code. I guess you could do code.visualstudio.com. It's not like Python, where you can just type python.org. I don't know the name of VS Code. So we just type VS Code into your preferred search engine. I think if I get another search engine, so just to demonstrate this, we'll open Edge. And I'm going to go to Bing. Okay, I'm going to bring this over here. So here is, this window is not in the recording. Okay, here's bing.com, Edge, VS Code. Boom, right there. I'm going to go ahead and grab another one. Here is Chrome. We're going to go to DuckDuckGo in Chrome. I'm going to Google DuckDuckGo, and then we'll say VS Code. And the first, oh, that's fake. That's an ad. That's bad. Okay, but if we download VS Code here, and I think that's probably because I don't have an ad blocker on Chrome. So I'm going to close Chrome. I'm going to close Edge, and I'm going to go back to the screen recording. Okay, back in the recording. Okay, so I'm going to press play. I go on to VS Code, and I'm going to click download for Windows. Okay, I've had one person have trouble with this install working. I've only had one difficulty so far this semester out of probably around 100 people. That person was out of space on their hard drive. So if you have a hard time installing this, make sure you have space on your computer for it. You should have space on your computer. I was very surprised to see someone was out of space on their computer, so they also could have downloaded things like pictures or videos or email attachments, things of that nature, right? But that's just something to look out for. Okay, this is boring, so we're going to jump ahead. We're jumping ahead. Okay, setup was successful. You can go teach yourself Python if you want. I will also teach you, but you're welcome to teach yourself. And if you want materials to teach yourself, talk to me and I'll give you more stuff. Okay. Why am I not skipping ahead? Let's see. Oh, I'm in view. Okay. Okay, nothing too exciting going on here. Screen tearing. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I can actually demonstrate this on Windows, so I'm gonna make this smaller. Okay, so I'm gonna close my recording window. This is a live demo. I'm going to press the Windows key and I'm going to type terminal. That's going to pop up in the terminal, same terminal I have here, Windows PowerShell, Windows PowerShell. On Mac it will say something like ZSH, so it'll still be called terminal. Okay, and then I'm just going to write Python, and I'll have a version of Python. I have Python 3.12.5 here. And then if I come back to the recording, I'm back in the recording. Okay, I'm going to press play. Waiting for this recording is very odd. Let's see. Typing Python 3.13.7, and that's the most recent version. That's the version I just downloaded. Okay. Skip forward, skip forward, skip forward. I'm talking. Okay. I think we're done with Python. Oh yeah, try Python or Python 3. I'm going to pause. I'm going to demonstrate that. So I typed Python here. I think I'm going to type exit. The reason I'm typing exit is because this is the PowerShell, which is where I check to see if I have Python. This is inside Python, so here I would do like move for Karel, for example, which I can't do. Exit Python 3. And for me, Python 3 doesn't work. It asks me to go to the Windows Store, which is not the way I like to get Python. Okay. Live demo over. Don't save. Okay, all right. So here we go. We're back, we're playing. I'm gonna close terminal because the only reason I did that was check if I had Python installed. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Okay, that's done. Python's installed, and VS Code is currently working on being installed. I go into my downloads, and I open the VS Code installer. A little box will pop up here on the bottom of my screen. I'll accept the agreement. You can read the agreement if you like. It seems pretty reasonable to me. The general consensus is it seems quite reasonable. Mostly you have to be careful if you're planning on selling a piece of software you develop in VS Code, which usually we don't have to worry about. Skip ahead. I leave all of this stuff default. So I'm pausing here. I don't change anything here. You can add open with code if you want. That's up to you. Do whatever you want. Gonna install. This will take a moment. Tick. 30 seconds. 40 seconds. Okay. I did just launch Visual Studio Code here, but you can launch it the way you want any other program you've recently downloaded. This is what VS Code looks like. This is from when I taught machine learning a year ago. We'll go ahead and close that. And then we also don't care about the release notes. You can read it if you want. They're talking about AI, so that's bad. That's just making VS Code worse, but that's okay. They're allowed to make their product worse, I guess. Skip ahead. Skip ahead. Skip ahead. Okay. I open a new file. I do that, and I'll type this out. When I'm making a new file in VS Code, I hold down the Control key, and then I press N, which I denote as Control N. But you can also do File, New, or Hamburger menu, Hamburger, File, New. We'll make that big. So these are the options to create a new file. That's what I was saying out loud. These are your two options. And I'm going to demonstrate that right now. Hamburger menu, File, New. You can make different types of files. In this class, we'll use Python files predominantly. So here's my new file. Let's go forward a little bit. I'm talking about the file, I'm introducing hello world, and I'm giving you the exact text here. So to perform Python hello world, which is just the most basic program we do when we're learning Python. We type out print, which is the historical name for having a computer display text to us as the user. That's not a computer displaying text to itself, so that's not how you would send a signal over the internet to a website, right? This is just for us. Because it's a command, we put parentheses at the end, and that denotes that it is telling the computer to do something, rather than perhaps asking the computer to use the term print or to check to see what the value of print is. This is do the action described by print. We put the text we want to print inside the parentheses. And then the last thing we have to do is, because the computer can't tell the difference between print, which is a command, and hello world, which is sort of the payload, right? Like maybe the thing you pick up at the grocery store or something like that. It can't tell the difference between go to the grocery store and get a carton of eggs at the grocery store. So we put it in quotes to differentiate these things. So in quotes, that is, it literally just means the sentence hello world, but when it's not in quotes, that means the special word or command to the program. So hello world is for us because it's in quotes, print is for the computer because it's not. So this is Python hello world. I'll talk about this more. I'm going to save this as a .py file with file save or with Control S, and I believe that is Command S on Macintosh. So I will save this as hi.py. The only thing that matters is the .py extension, and I'm going to write that out. That is .py. So here's .py. So there's an example of a couple appropriate ways you can name your file. You can call it hi.py, you can call it hello.py, you can call it something else.py. You don't have to spell else correctly. It is not encouraged to put spaces inside file names, though it is possible, so don't do this.py, though that I think that will still technically work most of the time, but not all of the time. So replace spaces with underscores, only punctuation other than underscore is a single dot. Punctuation comes before py. And we'll see that example here. I never know how long I'm talking. I'm sure I'm saying the same things right now. Oh, let's go look at it. Okay. hi.py. Dot, same thing as period, right? It's next to the shift key on my keyboard. Okay, when that happened, I got syntax highlighting. The color changed because VS Code is now aware this is a Python file, so it colors it accordingly. And critically, print is a different color than quote, hello world, end quote, because they're different things. Print is a command to the computer. Hello world is a description of what to say. The parentheses are also highlighted, which can be quite nice. Now, something to note, and it was probably non-obvious, is the play button showed up here. And I can now press this play button. I'm showing you how to install the Python extension to make sure this play button works. I think I already had it installed by default. I'm not sure. I can't reproduce this. So I'm going to click the extensions, and that is 4 boxes, one turned on its side. And I believe you can also use Control-Shift-X, but I just click this box. Okay, unpausing. I type in Python, I press Enter, and then I get whatever the official Python is. So I believe this is the official Python one. I make sure it is signed by Microsoft. I'm going to uninstall it so I can show you how to install it. You press the install button right here. And when you press that install button, that's when it'll take a moment, I think, to work. And then you'll get this play button. I tried to uninstall the Python extension before class, but I think I still have it. So I'm just reinstalling it a bunch of times to make sure I have it. There we go, Python install. Signed by Microsoft. Check mark to show it's verified. It's in the process of installing. Good job, it's installed. I'm yapping about installing the Python extension. Okay, I don't need that window anymore, so I'm just closing it. Now I'm going to try and press play, but it's not going to work, I think, because there's this error here down at the bottom of my screen, but I'll try and press play. Oh, and it didn't work, right? So you may have to do this, I'm not sure. You may have to say which version of Python you want, and you get the one you just installed, 3.13.7. Let's go back and look at that again, right, actually. Press play, this only ever happens once, the very first time you press play, so this has almost certainly already happened for you by the time you're reviewing this. I press play. Oh, this time it's actually working. Okay. Go back. Okay, press play. Very first time. Select Python interpreter pops up. I'm back at 14 minutes. Select Python interpreter pops up. Pressing play just a little bit. Or I'm pressing play on the recording. I'm selecting the Python interpreter. Okay, playing the recording. And I select the version of Python I just downloaded. You probably only have one. I don't know why I have two. I thought I uninstalled that. So 3.13.7 this year, and then next year it'll be 3.14, right? Okay, go ahead and play. Now we'll run the file. When I click run, something will pop up from the bottom of my screen. It's called the integrated terminal. And I'm basically outlining where it is. Okay, here it is. There's the word terminal. And there's a bunch of text, but this yellow is the name of my Python installation. On the other side of that, this is the PowerShell, C users, ASUS. That's the same place in the terminal we checked to see if we had Python before installed. That's just a location on my computer. And then over here is the file hi.py. And we can verify that's the same because this is C users, ASUS downloads hi, C users, ASUS downloads hi. And that's just the sort of sequence of folders within which hi.py is saved. Okay? I'm saying that right now. So we'll skip forward a little bit. But when you see hello world, after all of this other text, right? So it might be non-obvious that hello world appears on the screen because there's so much text here, right? That means VS Code and Python are working successfully. So good job. Skipping forward, we can change this to say hello Clavin, so you can demonstrate you can change things. There we go, hello Clavin. Clavin is named for the clavichord, a famous keyed instrument. Moving forward. This is showing that our computer is intelligent the same way as LLMs because it is saying I am capable of self-reflection, which means it is an artificial intelligence. Okay. We successfully installed VS Code, and we successfully made Python and VS Code friends. I mean, make them friends, I mean install the Python extension, which we showed and demonstrated, and then we can use the run or play button. Okay, now we're going to go get the Karel code. I'm navigating to the course web page, which you know how to find. I'm navigating to resources, or to the schedule. Hopefully the YouTube playlist is fixed by now because I'm making this for YouTube, so we'll see what happens. There's the Pink Pony Club, okay. So this classroom link is on the course webpage. You can use it whenever you want. You can log into your GitHub account. Okay, pause. I highly recommend you use your .edu address for this. I think I didn't say that, and I think everyone who hasn't used that has had an annoying problem. We can fix that problem, but you should use your .edu address, basically, is my recommendation. You can always change it later. I think I don't know my password. I probably had to go into my office and get my phone to log in. So let's skip ahead. We're skipping ahead until I get back from my office with two-factor. Okay, here's two-factor. There we go. This is the page you should have if you're logged in. I have paused the recording. It will say you're ready to go. You have accepted the assignment first, Karel, or it'll say problem set 1, Karel, or it will say problem set 2, checkers, I think it's called. Your assignment repository has been created, and you will click this link. Oh, and we'll see what happens when we click that link. sure I'm recording. I'm pointing out I don't have sound. That's what we're dealing with right now. Okay, let's click this link. I'm going to click the link. Okay, I'm clicking that at time 20:45. Okay, it only took a moment to pop up. I think that can take up to 10 seconds. Just be aware of that. Okay, this page, enormous amounts of text, overwhelmingly useless. The name is useless. Created by GitHub Classroom is useless. All of these things on the top of the screen are useless to you. All these things in the middle of your screen are useless to you. All of the things on the right-hand side of the screen are useless to you. All these things are useful for GitHub, but they're completely useless to GitHub Classroom. So there's not a single thing on this screen that is useful except the green code button in the middle. And then a bunch of things pushed off the bottom of the screen are useful. So this list of 3 files is vaguely useful, right? But that's all. Everything else outside of that is useless. Okay, let's see that again. I clicked the code button. I'm on local, which I think you'll be in by default. If you're in code spaces, make sure you click local. Go down to the bottom of the box that pops up when you press code and click download zip. It will pop up in your downloads. In your web browser, the same place Python, VS Code, and an email attachment you download will all pop up. This will download as a .zip file. Okay, we're downloading that. It should take a moment, not long. We see it is hundreds of times smaller than the other things we've downloaded today. So I click on that to open it. Okay, this is different on Windows and Mac, I think. On Windows, I think you have to click extract all. On Mac, I don't. I think you just click on the file and it extracts itself. Basically, this is compressed. It's packaged up tightly. It's like a package you get in the mail and you have to unpack it. We call that extracting. Not too exciting. When you extract on Windows, it will ask where you want to put it. I just leave all of the defaults and I just find it in my downloads folder later, which is very messy. I don't really like doing that. I don't know how else to do it though. And so we will open this up and, okay, I'm pausing. On the left side of the screen, this file here looks identical. First Karel CD public main, first Karel CD public main. This one has a zipper on it. This one does not. That means that the right-hand side of the screen, I cannot use those files because they're zipped up. The left-hand side of the screen, I can. There's one other hint. COM is written right here. That means compressed or compression rate. That's going to say how much space I saved from packing this up. That is not visible over here. Also, this is brand new. I'm recording at 8:27 at 10:44 a.m. So that means this file is new. Okay? This file is a little bit older, and that's how you tell the difference between a zipped and unzipped folder. I expect this can confuse you. I think it is legitimately confusing, but that's how you tell on Windows. And on Mac, I don't think any of this happens. I'm pressing play on the recording again. So here's my file folder. If I open this file, I have 3 Python files that I can use, Python, 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 and I can open these files in VS Code. On the right-hand side of my screen, I cannot do that. We see it says compressed size, maybe it's password protected, maybe there's a ratio. Okay, so install is compressed by 20%, Karel is compressed by 48%. I cannot open these files. I'm showing the extraction again. I extract. I'm just going to replace all the ones I extracted. Be careful about doing that if you've made changes. It will delete your changes, but that's okay. Let's go ahead, show it again, open the file I downloaded, press extract. I'm replacing the files. Here they are. These ones are not compressed. I'm pausing. It doesn't say compression rate or anything here. And these are all 1045, 1045. Okay? No zipper in the top right or top left. Okay. These files can be opened in VS Code. So we can go ahead and open them in VS Code. If I click on it initially, it's just going to try and run in the terminal. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not too surprising that might not work on the first try. So I'm going to select both of these. The way I did that, I'm narrating this right now. I clicked one of them. I pressed Shift on my keyboard and I pressed the down arrow to get both. And I think I'll be able to demonstrate that right now. Okay, let's look at this. How big can I make this? Okay, I'm moving over a Windows Explorer window, and this will work the same in Mac Finder. Here it is on top of the recording, and I'm going to minimize the recording so we know it's not the same thing. Okay, here's my Finder window. Let's see, there's different ways to view this. I will use details, which I think is what we saw before. Okay, so this says untitled and this says during review. I don't really remember what these two files are. So I'm going to click, moving my mouse, I'm pressing click, and I clicked the first one, it's highlighted in blue. Okay? I'm going to press down Shift on my keyboard, and I'm going to press down on the down arrow, which is going to select both files. Now I can do the same thing with both of these files, so I'm going to just drag them to my desktop to show that I can move files around. And there they are. On the desktop, I can highlight like this, drag, or I think I can press Shift down here and get both of them and move them back. So that's how I can move multiple files. Now, I can also move files this way into VS Code, and we're going to go back to the recording to demonstrate that. So I'm moving this back to recording, and let's pop the recording back up. Okay, and I'm going to make it full screen, and then we'll keep going. I have VS Code on one side of my screen. I have the files I downloaded on the other side of my screen. I drag them over. Click and drag. I'm going to demonstrate a second time. I'm going to close everything so you see, just have the VS Code logo. Click and drag. Click and drag. This is a way to select all of them. Okay, we have two files here. First Karel is for the assignment. Install is to set up your computer. There's one additional thing you need for Karel to work, and it is installed by install.py. So if we run install.py a single time ever, everything should work. Maybe it doesn't work, right? Like maybe there's some other problem. But it should work. So I'm going to run with the VS Code button, install.py a single time, and then I'm going to delete it forever. You are welcome to talk to me outside of class hours about what this file does and why I use it and how it works. But we also use this in the master's program and things of that nature. It's just a good way to set up people's computers. So I will run this a single time with the play button, the Python run button, and it will install something called Pillow, which is for Python image library, and that will enable us to visualize Karel. I'm just messing with the file here. None of that matters. Don't worry about that. Running it, popping things up. What's it doing? It's installing something. It's downloading something from the internet. It's unpackaging it. It's installing collected packages. Okay, we got a present from the internet. Boom, done. Okay, as soon as this is done, and this is what it looks like if there's not an error. If there is an error, it will look differently from this. As soon as this is done, delete install.py, never think about it ever again. That's why it's only available through this in-class exercise. I'm deleting it here, deleted, and I'm closing it here. It's gone. I'm never thinking about it ever again. And then I'm going to close that window as well. Okay, here's first Karel. This is what I was imagining as the first thing you ever sort of run in Karel. The components are we type import Karel at the beginning of the file. We separately have to make sure it is in the same folder, which in our case is downloads, first Karel cd public main, first Karel cd public main. There's two names because it was packaged and then unpackaged. So the same location first Karel.py lives, there is also a file called Karel.py. And that was the much larger file. Then we have def main, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, colon, new line, so press enter. Then there's an indentation, M-O-V-E, move, a command, followed by parentheses. So we are telling Karel what we want Karel to do when we press the Karel play button. And then we are telling Karel to move. We'll press the Karel play button, which is distinct from the VS Code play button, which is distinct from the recording play button, which is down here. Everything is playing. Perhaps we call that run, but I mean, we could call Karel run as well, right? I don't know a graceful way to talk about these different buttons. So I'll try and always be specific, and I won't always succeed. But we'll come back into the Karel window, and I'll press the right-facing triangle. There are many buttons at the bottom of the screen. This is the main one you have to worry about. Okay, Karel moved. Good job. That's what we're trying to do. And when all of this works, you're set up. Good job. Let's see what else we have. Oh, right. Every time you run Karel, as soon as you're done, press the X, you close it, and then you restart again from VS Code. Never try to run Karel more than once. It will break. Press play. Don't press this. Don't press this. This is banned. That's against the law. Oh, see how it's doing something weird? It's thinking, it's confused. Okay. I think it coincidentally worked this time because I have a very simple program. Never do that. Press X. Press VS Code play. Press Karel play. And then press X. Every time. I think that's all. That's all. Oh, fill out the survey. You've already done that. Okay, that's all. Good job. And I am silencing the recording right there.